guys. I hope you all are doing well today. This is a review video for the class from Monday, September 28th. So if you were in class and you just want to review what we went over, or if you were not able to be in class, this will give you an idea of what we did in class today. So today we are starting a new unit. We're starting to look at Unit 2, which is about education. So it's going to line up with Unit 2 in your book, and it is also going to line up with Unit 2 in Burlington English. So we are going to be using Burlington English more in class because it offers a way to practice a little bit outside of class for you in the app on your phones. And it also gives us a little bit more material that isn't in your book, but we'll also be continuing to use the book in class also. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. The unit that we are doing today, or the lesson we're doing today, is all on Burlington English, and then your homework will be in Burlington English also. So let me go ahead and share my screen so you can see what we're doing today. There we go. So we are starting this unit. It's an education unit, so it is talking about getting an education, getting a certificate degree, and being able to talk about the programs and the path you take as you're getting that type of degree or training. Now you can use this to talk about a program that you yourself are interested in. It could be something that your children are interested in, and it could be a type of program that isn't necessarily educational. It could be something where you are getting training for something at work, or as you're studying English, talking about how to describe that program also. So that is what our focus is going to be, but you can use this for lots of different things in your life. So today we're going to talk about the features of a certificate program, and specifically today we're going to be looking at some vocabulary and doing some listening. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to look at a little bit of a warm-up. You've done lots of these where you look at pictures and describe them. So I want you to look at these 4 pictures. What do you see in picture A? Okay, good. We see Jane. She's working with a dog. So she's doing something to help the dog. What about picture B? What do you see in this picture? All right, good. Then what about picture C? Good. And then picture D. What do you see in picture D? All right, great. Now, each of these people has gone through a different type of certification or certificate program. The 4 options are here. So repeat after me. Veterinary assistant. Veterinary assistant. Veterinary is a little bit hard. It has a lot of different vowel sounds in it. So let's do it syllable by syllable. Repeat after me. Vet. Vet. I. Nair. E. And we put it all together. Veterinary. Okay, good. This one is not a very common word. A lot of times if someone is talking about a veterinary assistant or a veterinarian, they will just call them a vet. So a vet assistant. Or they'll just say, I'm going to the vet. So important, but a lot of people just shorten it because it's a little bit more of a complicated word. Let's look at the next one. Repeat after me. Culinary arts. Culinary arts. Good. So culinary, repeat after me. Culinary is talking about food or talking about cooking. Culinary. The next one, repeat after me. Practical nursing. Practical nursing. Good. So this U in nursing, it's going to sound a little bit more like an ER instead of a UR. So that sound. A lot of times when we see a U, we want to go oo or but here we're doing an nursing. Good. And then practical, repeat after me, practical. Practical just means that it helps people do stuff day to day. So someone who is in practical nursing might help someone take their medicine or help them complete daily things around their house. So a practical nursing is a little bit more day to day. I am not a nurse, so I don't know exactly what they do, but the word practical means it helps you with your day-to-day activities. And then the last one, repeat after me, early childhood education. Good, let's practice this one right here. Childhood. Childhood. Okay, good. So looking at these pictures and then these sentences, I want you to match these different programs with what the people have studied. So number 1 says, Jane learned how to take care of animals. Which certificate program did she complete? So which one of these did she do? Okay. Number 2 says, Patricia learned how to teach young children. Which certificate program did she complete? Look at the next one. Oh, there's a typo. His name is Roberto. Roberto learned how to cook. Which certificate program did he complete? Which one of these? And last, Phil learned how to take care of sick people. Which certificate program did he complete? Okay, let's check our answers. So number 1 is going to be a veterinary assistant. So she's working with animals. Number 2, early childhood education. So she's learning how to teach children. If any of your children are going to school online right now, their teachers probably have some sort of degree in early childhood education. The next one is Roberto got his certificate in the culinary arts. So he is cooking. It's about food. And Phil is in practical nursing. So he's helping take care of people. All right, let's look at a little bit of vocabulary. A little bit vocabulary. So number 1 says, getting a degree in nursing can lead to a job in a hospital. Can lead to a job in a hospital. We're practicing using context clues here. So if you don't know the phrase lead to, you can look at the words around it. So if you know you get a degree in nursing, you can get a job at a hospital. So lead to means that eventually you could get that job. So if you get a degree for something, it can lead to, or it will allow you to get a job in a certain place or field. So this one is talking, its question is more geared toward people who are in school right now. So you might not be in school right now. If you are, then you can answer this question. What do you want to study? Or what job can it lead to? If you're not in school right now, I know a lot of you are working already. Let's look at these people. Oh no, we went back too far. I'm sorry, guys. We're just gonna go back a little bit. Let's go back to these people that we just talked about. So Jane got her veterinary assistant certificate. What job will that lead to? Good. It can lead to a job at a vet office or working with animals somehow. What about B? Patricia got her certificate in early childhood education. So what kind of job would that lead to? Okay. Maybe a teacher of some kind, maybe working at a school or a preschool. Good. What about letter C? Roberto got his certificate in culinary arts. So what job would that lead to? Good. Good. So it's working maybe in a kitchen or maybe at a restaurant. And the last one, Phil got his certificate in practical nursing. So what kind of job would that lead to? Good. He could work in a nursing home or at a hospital or maybe even work at someone's home, helping them in their day-to-day. Good. Let's look at the next word. To yourself, I want you to read number 2. So read number 2. So this word is commitments. Repeat after me. Commitments. So commitments are responsibilities that you have in your life. So some responsibilities might be taking care of children or working. In your life, what is your biggest commitment? What is your biggest commitment? Okay, good. It might be you might be taking care of your children. It might be working. It might be something different. It might be taking care of yourself or trying to run your household. All of those things are commitments that you have. Good. Number 3 says, a cashier is usually an entry-level position in a store. Have you ever had an entry-level position? What was it? So for this one, we're looking at an entry-level position. So a cashier, if they start working at the store with no experience, they can be a cashier. So an entry-level position is one that you can start with no experience. So in your life, have you ever had an entry-level position? What was it? Have you ever had a job that you got with no experience? So it was the lowest job that you didn't need any experience for. Okay, good. Look at one more word. Two more words. So number 4, on your own, read number 4. Okay, good. Number 4 says, it's often hard for people to fit exercise into their schedules. So fit into schedules, or fit into my schedule, or fit into your schedule, or fit into their schedules means that you find time for something during the week. So in this example, they're talking about exercise. Someone might want to exercise, but it can be hard for them to find a time for it during their week. So think about your life. What is something you want to do, but sometimes it's hard to find time for it during your week? It could be a lot of things. Sometimes it might be studying, sometimes it might be resting well, sometimes it might be exercising, it could be spending time with your family, all of those things, depending on how busy you are. There's lots of things that can be hard to fit into your schedule. Good. And the last one, number 5, says there are a lot of job openings in the field of education. What other fields do you know with a lot of job openings? So a job opening means that they are hiring people, so they need someone to fill this job. Do you know any fields that have a lot of job openings? I do not know very many. I don't know a lot of places with job openings right now, but maybe you do. Maybe you have heard of some. Okay, good. Now, today we're going to do some listening. So we're going to do some listening practice here in class, and then you're going to do some listening, working with the same listening for homework. So the listening we're doing today is a little bit longer than the ones we've done in the past. It's about 2.5 minutes long. So what I want you to do, we are going to listen to it together one time. And I just want you to think, what is this about? And what are some things you have heard? So before we listen to this, what do you see in this picture? Okay, we see a woman, and she is being interviewed by this man. So he is asking her questions, and she is responding to them. Up here in the instructions, it says, Dr. Brenda Gomez from Montcliff Community College is talking about a new college program. Listen to the interview, then choose the correct answers. So as we are listening, she's going to be talking about a new program. So she's going to be giving details and explaining the program to the man who is asking her questions. So let's listen together one time, and then you will get to answering questions. But first, just listen. What is she talking about? What is the program? And then what are some things you have heard?
Today on our program, we are talking to Dr. Brenda Gomez about the new nursing program at Montcliff Community College. Good morning, Dr. Gomez. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
So, Montcliff has a new nursing program.
Yes, we're really excited about it.
What kind of nursing program is it?
It's a certificate program for LPNs, licensed practical nurses.
Can you explain to our listeners what an LPN does?
LPNs care for people who are sick, injured, or disabled. They do things like give medicine to patients and make sure they're comfortable. An LPN job is an entry-level nursing position. LPNs work under the supervision of doctors and other nurses.
I see. I know that there is a big demand for nurses in and around Montcliff, but is that true in other places?
Yes. Last year, there were more than 60,000 job openings across the country.
Wow. How long does it take to complete the program?
1 year if you're a full-time student, but many of our students study part-time because they work. That's why we decided to open a program that offers classes on evenings and weekends. We're even offering some classes online.
That sounds like a good solution for students with other commitments, like full-time jobs.
Yes, students can keep working while they study. It's also great for students who have young children at home. Now they can fit school into their schedules.
And can a job as an LPN lead to other jobs in the healthcare field?
Yes, LPNs who want to advance their careers can continue their education and become registered nurses, or RNs. RNs have more responsibilities than LPNs. They also earn higher salaries.
Is the RN program at Montcliff a bachelor's degree?
Yes, it is.
It usually takes 4 years to get a bachelor's degree. Do LPNs who want to become RNs have to study for 4 years?
No, LPN graduates don't have to take all the classes. Because they already have a background in nursing, they can get exemptions from some of the classes. It only takes LPNs 2 years to become RNs.
2 years instead of 4? So that means they save money on tuition, right?
That's right.
Sounds good to me. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you, Dr. Gomez.
Okay, so it was a little bit longer than we're used to and a little bit faster also than some of the recordings we've heard in the past. Now, what kind of program was she talking about? Okay, good. It's a nursing program. So it's a type of nursing program. Good. What else did you hear? So all of the things that you've heard already. Now we're going to break it down into pieces, and I want you to answer these questions as we go. So number 1 says, what is the college's new program? Is it A, a bachelor's degree for RNs, B, a bachelor's degree for LPNs, or C, a certificate program for LPNs? Then number 2 says, which of these things can an LPN do? A, give a patient medicine, B, check the work of RNs, or C, change a patient's medicine. So we're going to listen to a piece of that recording again, and I want you to answer these 2 questions. Here we go.
Today on our program, we are talking to Dr. Brenda Gomez about the new nursing program at Moncliff Community College. Good morning, Dr. Gomez. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
So, Moncliff has a new nursing program.
Yes, we're really excited about it.
What kind of nursing program is it?
It's a certificate program for LPNs, licensed practical nurses.
Can you explain to our listeners what an LPN does?
LPNs care for people who are sick, injured, or disabled. They do things like give medicine to patients and make sure they're comfortable. An LPN job is an entry-level nursing position. LPNs work under the supervision of doctors and other nurses.
I see.
Okay, so answer number 1 and number 2. If you want to listen to it again, you can just rewind the video a little bit and listen again. All right, we'll check those answers at the end. Now we're going to listen to the next section, and I want you to answer these 2 questions. So number 3 says, how long is the new program? Is it A, 1 year on a part-time schedule, B, 1 year on a part-time schedule, or on a full-time schedule, or C, 2 years on a full-time schedule? Then number 4, when are the classes? A, during the day, B, evenings and weekends, and C, only on weekends. Let's listen to this next section.
I know that there is a big demand for nurses in and around Moncliff, but is that true in other places?
Yes. Last year, there were more than 60,000 job openings across the country.
Wow. How long does it take to complete the program?
1 year if you're a full-time student, but many of our students study part-time because they work. That's why we decided to open a program that offers classes on evenings and weekends. We're even offering some classes online.
That sounds like a good solution for students with other commitments, like full-time jobs.
Yes, students can keep working while they study. It's also great for students who have young children at home. Now they can.
So write down the answers to those questions. We'll check at the end. And the last 2. We've already heard some of number 5, but why do many students study part-time? A, they work, B, they have young children at home, or C, both A and B. Then number 6, if an LPN wants to become an RN, do they need to take every class in the program? Let's listen to the end, and then we'll listen to it one more time because I think we missed part of number 5. So let's listen to the end, answer what you can, then we'll listen to all of it one more time.
School into their schedules.
And can a job as an LPN lead to other jobs in the healthcare field?
Yes, LPNs who want to advance their careers can continue their education and become registered nurses, or RNs. RNs have more responsibilities than LPNs. They also earn higher salaries.
Is the RN program at Moncliffe a bachelor's degree?
Yes, it is.
It usually takes 4 years to get a bachelor's degree. Do LPNs who want to become RNs have to study for 4 years?
No, LPN graduates don't have to take all the classes. Because they already have a background in nursing, they can get exemptions from some of the classes. It only takes LPNs 2 years to become RNs.
2 years instead of 4? So that means they save money on tuition, right?
That's right.
Sounds good to me. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you, Dr. Gomez.
Okay. If you missed any of these, you can always go back and rewind and just listen to the little chunks. But we're going to listen to all of it one more time and then go over the answers. So we're going to listen to all of it one more time and then move forward.
Today on our program, we are talking to Dr. Brenda Gomez about the new nursing program at Moncliffe Community College. Good morning, Dr. Gomez. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
So, Moncliffe has a new nursing program.
Yes, we're really excited about it.
What kind of nursing program is it?
It's a certificate program for LPNs, licensed practical nurses.
Can you explain to our listeners what an LPN does?
LPNs care for people who are sick, injured, or disabled. They do things like give medicine to patients and make sure they're comfortable. An LPN job is an entry-level nursing position. LPNs work under the supervision of doctors and other nurses.
I see. I know that there is a big demand for nurses in and around Moncliffe. But is that true in other places?
Yes, last year there were more than 60,000 job openings across the country.
Wow. How long does it take to complete the program?
1 year if you're a full-time student, but many of our students study part-time because they work. That's why we decided to open a program that offers classes on evenings and weekends. We're even offering some classes online.
That sounds like a good solution for students with other commitments, like full-time jobs.
Yes, students can keep working while they study. It's also great for students who have young children at home. Now they can fit school into their schedules.
And can a job as an LPN lead to other jobs in the healthcare field?
Yes, LPNs who want to advance their careers can continue their education and become registered nurses, or RNs. RNs have more responsibilities than LPNs. They also earn higher salaries.
Is the RN program at Moncliffe a bachelor's degree?
Yes, it is.
It usually takes 4 years to get a bachelor's degree. Do LPNs who want to become RNs have to study for 4 years?
No, LPN graduates don't have to take all the classes. Because they already have a background in nursing, they can get exemptions from some of the classes. It only takes LPNs 2 years to become RNs.
2 years instead of 4? So that means they save money on tuition, right?
That's right.
Sounds good to me. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you, Dr. Gomez.
All right, let's check these answers together. So number 1, the correct answer was C. It is a certificate program for LPNs. Number 2, the correct answer is A, give a patient medicine. Number 3, the correct answer is B, 1 year on a full-time schedule. Number 4, the correct answer was B, evenings and weekends. Number 5, the correct answer was C, both A and B. So they talked about it's good for people who work because they need to study part-time, and for people who have young children at home. And then number 6, the correct answer was A. So if they already have an LPN certificate, then they don't have to take some of the classes for the RN because they already have a background in nursing. Okay, good. Now, let's look at this next one. So we are not going to listen to it again, but if you want to listen to it again, then you can. You can just rewind the video and listen to it again. So what were some of the reasons that someone might be interested in this new program? Based on what you already know, what is something that would be helpful? What is something good about the program? Okay, good. Good. So think about some of those positives. Now, I want you to look at these 4 sentences. Look at these 4 sentences and think about what the blanks in these sentences might be. Think about what some of these blanks might be. All right, if you want more time, you can pause the video. But let's talk about these sentences together. Some of the words they use might be a little bit newer that we haven't talked about. So let's go through them together. So number 1, students can take classes in the evening and on weekends. Students can work while they study. Number 2, there are also online classes. These classes are easy to fit into people's schedules. Next one is talking about the field itself. So there is a big demand for nurses. LPN graduates can find jobs easily. And the last one, LPN graduates can advance their careers. So they can move forward in their careers by continuing their education. An LPN job can lead to other jobs in the healthcare field. I want you to pause the video here and just read these sentences. Practice some of the pronunciation of these words. And then when you're finished, go ahead and hit start again. All right. Now we're going to move forward a little bit and do a little bit of this speaking practice. And we're going to look at questions and answers. So let's look at number 8. So this is talking about an informational interview. So just like the one we listened to, sometimes you might just ask people about their jobs or about programs to get more information. Usually when we think of interview, we think of a job interview, but this is just an interview to get more information. So if we look at the directions here, it says Katie just finished high school and she is interested in the field of nursing. She had an informational interview with an RN to find out more about the field. So she just finished high school and she thinks that she might want to be a nurse. So she went and she found someone who's an RN or a registered nurse and asked her some questions about her job to figure out if she wanted to be a nurse or not. What we are going to do, we are going to match her questions with the answers. So I'm going to read the questions and then give you some time to match them with the answers. So number 1 says, what are some common entry-level jobs in this field? Number 2, how did you begin your career? Number 3, what are your main responsibilities? Number 4, what do you like most about your work? And number 5, How easy is it for graduates to find jobs in this field? So you can go ahead and pause the video right here, and I want you to match the questions with the answers. So pause the video and hit play when you are finished. All right, so if you need more time, again, just pause the video again, but let's go through the answers. So, number 1 goes with letter A. So nursing has a few entry-level positions, such as medical assistant, certified nursing assistant, and licensed practical nurse. Okay, so what are some common entry-level jobs? It has a few entry-level positions. Good. B is number 2. So these ones were right across from each other. How did you begin your career? I started, so that's started and begin. I started as a licensed practical nurse. Then I decided to continue my education and become an RN. Good. The next one. So number 3 says, what are your main responsibilities? D says, as a nurse, I need to assist doctors, give medication, and take care of patients. Next one, number 4, what do you like most about your job? I like taking care of others. It's also nice to work in a field where there are a lot of opportunities to advance, to move forward. And the last one, what could it be? Number 5, how easy is it for graduates to find jobs in this field? C, there are a lot of job openings in the healthcare field. All right, so if you missed any of those, go ahead and change your answers. For homework tonight, you're going to be doing more practice in Burlington English that will look very similar to what we did today. So I've already sent you another video that talks about how to get to the student lessons, but let me just show you really quickly. It's going to look like this, but it will probably be on your phone. So you will see there are going to be 8 different activities. You'll do some vocabulary practice, some listening practice, and some speaking practice. All right, if you all have any questions about what we did today, or you have any questions about Burlington English or your homework, just let me know. And hopefully I will see you in class on Wednesday. All right, bye guys, have a good day.